Page number 12. It would be appropriate that initially I can remind that Indian society, like other societies, was also divided into 4 years. These are 1. Brahmin or priest class, 2. Kshatriya or military class, 3. Vaisya or business class, and 4. Sudra or craftsman and working class. Special attention has to be paid to this, that in the beginning it could have essentially changed its character on the basis of individual efficiency. Under class division and hence, the variability of the work of individuals was acceptable to the classes. At some point in Hindu history, the priest class made its special place, and thus the castes themselves started with limited practice. The other characters were also divided into different camps, according to the principle of division of society. The number of some was more force and some negligible. Vaisya and Sudra Varnas are fundamentally elements whose countless branches of castes have emerged over time. Because military business people cannot easily divide in innumerable communities, this Varna became safe for soldiers and rulers. This subclassification of society is natural, but the unnatural element in the above division is that it blocked the paths of variability in classes, and they became compressed, which took the form of castes. The question arises whether he was forced to live under his purview, and he adopted the law of homogeneous marriage, or he voluntarily. I say that it has a bilateral answer. Some closed the doors, and some found the doors of the other closed for themselves. The first side is psychological, and the second is clever. But both of them are interdependent, and the interpretation of both is necessary in the complete way of caste structure. I first start with psychological interpretation. In this regard, we have to find an answer to the question as to why the class or castes tied themselves in the practice of self-centered or homogeneous marriage due to industrial, religious, or other reasons. I say that this happened due to the Brahmins. Homogeneous marriage, or being self-centered, was the trend of Hindu society, and because it was started by the Brahmins. The non-Brahmin classes or castes also imitated it, and they started adopting the homogeneous marriage system. Here, seeing this melon, the saying that changes the color of the melon is a matter of mind. It influenced all subdivisions. In this way, the path of caste system paved. Nakalbaji's roots are very deep in humans. For this reason, this interpretation of the birth of caste system in India is sufficient. Its roots are so deep that Baltar Baghat had to say, we should not think it, that this Nakalbaji is voluntary or any feeling behind it is working. On the contrary, it is born in the subconscious mind of the human being, and when the complete consciousness wakes up, its effects are realized in this way. It is not a question of immediate rise, but it does not realize it later. Indeed, the source of our tendency to copy is confident, and there are reasons that make us believe this in the past and disrespect us by believing these are the ambiguous part of our nature. There is no doubt on the tendency to copy with a simple mind. Physics and Politics, Physics and Political Science, 1915. p. 60. The subject of this tendency to copy was given by Gabriel Tard as a scientific study. Those who have divided the tendency to copy into 3 rules. One of his 3 rules is that the bottom above mimic. In his words, on getting the opportunity, the courtiers always imitate their heroes. Their king or the suzerainty and the general public also mimics their feudal lords. Lodge of omitting, principle of copying. Translation, E.C. Parsons, p. 217. The second rule of Tardia about copying is that no matter how distance between the ideal character and the follower, the desire and intensity to copy according to them does not matter.